Everything is fine. Yes, I think this is the right color for this live stream. So today we want to talk about the rising cost of living in Ghana. That's the topic of today. So I'm just waiting for two audience, just two people to come up, and then we start discussing. Yes. So I'm waiting for you guys to join. I'm just waiting for two people right now. Yes. Where are my two people? Let's wait. Right, just a minute. All right, here we are. So first of all, guys, kindly give the video a like. Just do this to the video so that we can start. Yeah. Give the video a like kindly before we continue. Waiting. Okay, as you do that, let's talk about the rising cost of living in Ghana. This is becoming such a big problem in Africa for African Americans. African Americans are coming to Africa expecting to have a cheaper life. Yes, Africa is cheaper, not cheap, but cheaper. However, some countries are just making it expensive for them. All right. Now, I don't care how many people are in the live right now, so we'll just have to have an introduction. So we are going to talk about Ghana. Ghana is the topic of today. So maybe you can start by telling me where you are watching the video from. Yeah, so that I can know who I am talking to. I want to know who I am addressing and all that. Yeah. So here's a brief introduction. Ghana, with its rich history, vibrant culture, and welcoming atmosphere, has increasingly become a beacon of hope and a land of opportunity for Black Americans looking to connect to their African roots and escape the racial tension and challenges they face in the United States of America. Yes. So this video is going to delve into the reasons why Ghana is becoming an expensive destination for Black Americans who are thinking to come or who are already here. Because these facts are being given by Black Americans in Africa already. They are the one giving these facts. Myself, I'm not coming up with these facts. That is what is happening right now. All right? That is what we are having right now. Just give me a minute kindly. So I hope, we have the second like, thank you. So first of all is thank you, Byron. You are watching from St. Vincent and the Grenadine. Yes, that's somewhere in the Caribbean island. Thank you kindly. Thank you so much. So number one is the historical and cultural magnet of Ghana. So I'm trying to explain why Ghana is becoming so expensive for Black Americans. That is what we are doing right here, okay? So before delving into the economic aspect, it is important to understand the cultural and historical significance of Ghana for Black Americans. Ghana is often referred to as the gateway to Africa, not even often referred. Ghana is the gateway to Africa. It all started in Ghana. Ghana was the stage, Ghana was the bus stop, Ghana was the ship stop, if we have such a thing, where it all started before it went all the way. So Ghana is the gateway to Africa. So due to its role as a major hub during the transatlantic slave trade, the symbolic value of Ghana for Black Americans cannot be underestimated. So the pull to return to the ancestral homeland and connect with their roots of their identity is a powerful motivator. Nobody can question you, why are you moving to Ghana and all that. Ghana is where you belong. Ghana Ghana is where your ancestors were taken from. All right? Now, first thing you need to understand is the real estate dilemma. Why Ghana is expensive. The real estate dilemma, okay? So one of the primary factors contributing to the increasing cost in Ghana is the rising demand of housing. African Americans are coming many, and so those Ghanaian entrepreneurs are taking advantage of this. They have the perception that Ghanaians are rich, that Black Americans are rich, that you people have the money, so they just overprice everything until everything is too expensive. You see? In fact, in terms of housing, now is what I'm talking about. They know if they tell you you pay a certain money, that is what you're going to pay. Thank you so much. Abantu, watching in Tanzania, but from the Caribbean, with Ghanaian ancestry. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. If you're watching in Tanzania, kindly check me out on my email address. It's in my bio, in the about. I'm looking towards coming to Tanzania, so maybe I can be able to meet you and collect your story, and you can be able to share one or two things with our audience. Thank you, Abantu. Kindly respond if you think it's possible for us to have an interview once I get to Tanzania. All right? So I've stated that rising housing and rising real estate is the reason why Ghana is becoming even expensive right now, okay? So due to the fact, as Black Americans along with other members of the African diaspora flock to the country of Ghana, there has been a noticeable surge in demand for residential properties. This heightened demand has had the inevitable effect of driving up both property prices and rental rates, making housing a basic necessity a considerable financial burden. They say there's what we call the curse of the blessing. Here the curse of the blessing is because Ghanaians, some of them, not all Ghanaians, understand that you people are coming. Let me turn this down. Because Ghanaians understand that you people are moving to Africa and that people have money, they're just making it higher price. If a house was supposed to cost 5,000 cedis, now the house is going to cost 10,000 cedis. I'm just giving an example. You see, this is not fair, guys. It's not fair. If it's not fair, I've heard many Black Americans complain about housing in Ghana, particularly the city of Accra. Things are really expensive over there. I think our brother has replied, planning for Ghana, but considering Kenya for our large family. Wow. Planning for Ghana, but considering Kenya for our large family. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much for considering Kenya. Catch the crab. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. So, housing, which is supposed to be just a basic thing, is now becoming a very hard thing for African Americans because the prices have been hiked. Everything is on top. It's becoming really hard, you see? So another thing that is making Ghana expensive for African Americans is this: the global economic climate. Everything has risen all over the world. It's not only in Ghana, but even in Kenya. The global economic climate. Another crucial element impacting the cost of living in Ghana for Black Americans is the broader context of global economics. Inflation, a universal economic phenomenon, has affected the prices of everyday goods and services in Ghana, just as it has affected the whole world. So we have these things called inflation, where the price of things just rise up and money just becomes useless, you know. Just to buy a bicycle, you need a lot of money for doing that, you know. This thing is just affecting the whole world. Right now, everything is just risen. Even wheat, which is supposed to be a basic food, has just risen. Even corn, everything has risen. And I can't just blame Ghana for this. Even Kenya itself, you see? So this inflammatory pressure has made the daily expenses of living in Ghana more expensive. Furthermore, the COVID-19 pandemic had left its mark in Ghana. disrupting supply chains and increasing the cost of imported goods and services. You see, the pandemic impact on the global economy has resonated in Ghana, affecting the purchasing power of residents and expatriates alike. So this thing has not only made Ghana expensive for African Americans, it has also made it expensive for the locals, for the residents. This is the global economic climate. It's hard for everyone. But this one you can say it's neutral. Okay, then the third one we have lifestyle expectations. I'm always telling African Americans this. Ghana is not USA. When you come to Ghana, live as a Ghanaian. When you come to Ghana, live as a Ghanaian. But when you come, when you're in the USA, you can live as the USA people. So sometimes you want to live that life you left back in the United States, and you want to come back here and starting living that life. No, it's going to be hard. It's really going to be hard. Another thing I'm always saying, but this one is outside Ghana, is that find a country that has a cheaper standard of living. Different African countries have different standards of living. Others are cheap, way more than the others. Others are this and that. Find a country that can accommodate you. Always find that country which can accommodate you. This thing I've always said. Don't go for something too expensive. Don't go for something too... Just strike a balance between your earnings and where you are going. You strike a balance so that you don't get overwhelmed, okay? So lifestyle expectations. Many Black Americans who consider moving to Ghana arrive with certain expectation of a familiar lifestyle. You see, this expectation can encompass a broader spectrum, from access to international brands and goods to preferences for Western-style education for their children and their desire for modern conveniences. Fulfilling this expectation often involves higher expenditures, as imported products and services typically come with a premium price tag. I don't know, is it in USA? We have Walmart, and then what else do we have there? We have these brands you can only find in the USA. So if you come to Ghana, you miss those brands. Because you're used to them, you'll just find a means of going and importing them. But being that you're importing them, you'll also have to pay for the importation fee, you see? And it's hard, it's tough, you know? So I'm having a comment here from Joyce Cooper. You must realize that most diasporans' DNA test results, the number one DNA is not Ghanaian, but Nigerian plus other DNA. So then who are Ghanaians? Is Ghana a collection of other West African countries? Because I've realized that mostly I always see the name with Nigeria. It appears a lot. Nigeria really appears a lot. I don't know why. Ghana is the Gold Coast, even though, you know. So because someone was using specific brands in USA, they come to Africa, they still want to use those same brands. You see, you should cut off some luxuries. You should cut off some expenses when you move to Africa. Just try to live as an African. That is what I'm requesting of you. If you want to live a burden-free life in Africa, that is the way to go. That is how you should go. So Black Americans may need to adapt their lifestyle to find cost-effective alternatives. You just need to adapt. The organisms that were able to survive are those that were able to adapt. This is one of the precepts. This is one of the precepts of the Darwinian theory of evolution. We have natural selection, mutation, adaptation, and isolation, all that. The organism that was able to survive all these, mostly adaptation, were the ones that were able to survive. Sometimes the strongest don't survive, that the ones who can learn to adapt. Just learn to adapt is what I can tell you guys. Adaptation. So we have the fourth one, we have infrastructure challenges. How does infrastructure challenges cause a rise in the cost of living in Ghana? You're about to find out, and here it is. Although Ghana has made remarkable progress in terms of development, it still faces challenges related to infrastructure, particularly in certain regions. Access to reliable electricity, clean water, and healthcare can vary greatly depending on one's location within the country. This is just a reminder that you are not living in the USA, you are living in Africa. And when you're living in Africa, there are some things you're gonna miss. There are some things you are not gonna find, the same things you are finding in USA. As long as you can meet the basic needs. I always tell you, as long as you can meet the basic needs, those should be the real things. Those should be the things that should really, really bother you. Other things are just luxury. You can live without them. But by any means, if you want to live with those your luxuries, just live. It's you, it's your life. But if you want to live a stress-free, try to practice a bit of minimalism, which might help. It might come in handy. Practice a little of minimalism, small by small, you'll be able to adapt, you see? So although Ghana has made remarkable progress in terms of development, it still faces challenges related to infrastructure, particularly in certain regions. Access to reliable electricity, clean water, and healthcare can vary greatly depending on one's location within the country. I told you that. So to maintain a standard of living similar to what they were accustomed to in the USA, many Black Americans find themselves investing in generators, water filtration systems, or private healthcare services. You see, this investment can quickly accumulate, further contributing to the increasing costs of living. You see, I'm just telling you that if you can find a way to minimize on these things that you had back there, and you are able to have a good, proper health care, you're able to eat. You don't need all these fancy things. Don't put on your head a lot of things that will start bringing you trouble, and you're thinking of how to fuel and this and that. If you can, by all means, do so. But not all African Americans are privileged to have those things. Not all of them are privileged. That is my point here. If you can, please do. But if you still can't, just try and bear with the things you can live not without. Yes. So let me read some of the comments we have here. Ella A from America, but watching from Kenya. Oh, thank you that you're watching from Kenya. We are looked as though we have all this money, but most of us still have some sort of financial responsibilities back in the States. I agree with you, sister. This is very, very true. You know, I really feel bad when an African looks at an African American as somebody who always has money. Instead of just selling something with their original price, they try and steal from them. There's no need you steal from person, because eventually it will come and hunt you. It will come and ghost you. If you need some help from someone, like I always do, sometimes I talk to someone and I tell them X, Y, Z. They're able to. I can't just speak lies and expect to. No, my conscience does not allow me to do so. Africans, some of us should learn to have this conscience. So Abantu is saying, that's very true, Joyce. My wife is an example of what you said. She's 93.4 African, a mix of Nigerian, Ghanaian, Congolese. She's 56% Igbo. That's a good percentage. At Abantu, you all would probably be better off praying for discernment for you and your family. Shanmirha, Ghana does not have regional cooperation, so costs are absorbed by itself, making things get expensive. Kenya, on the other hand, seems to be reaching out for regional cooperation. What is this regional cooperation? I still don't understand. Anybody who understands what regional compensation is should tell us. Or maybe Shan Mirha, you might be able to tell us. So the last one, the fifth point, which I gathered, is The future outlook. What is the future outlook of Ghana? Where do you see yourself in Ghana 10 years to come? When do you see yourself? That is my question that I might have to ask you. How and when do you see yourself? So, while the rising cost of living in Ghana for Black Americans present immediate financial challenges, it is essential to consider the long-term prospects. As Ghana continues to develop and attract foreign investment, there is the potential for improved infrastructure, greater availability of amenities, and increased economic stability. This may eventually make Ghana a more financially viable option for Black Americans seeking a new home. Maybe things might easen up, or maybe things might continue going up, but we always pray for the best. We always just pray for the best. So Shanmira says, a country to country trade. All right, I get you. Thank you so much. So Ghana's allure for Black Americans is undeniable. The historical, culture, and personal significance of reconnecting with their African heritage and escaping the racial tension of the USA is a powerful motivator. However, it is important to acknowledge that this journey comes with its financial implications that need to be carefully considered. The increasing cost in Ghana can be attributed to factors such as housing demand, global economic trends, lifestyle expectation, and the need for additional investment in infrastructure. While Ghana might become more financially accessible for Black Americans in the future, it is crucial to be informed and plan meticulously when contemplating a move to this beautiful and culturally enriching nation. As Ghana's economic landscape continues to evolve, the financial implication may evolve as well, offering greater opportunities for those seeking a fresh start on this gateway to Africa, or gateway to Mother Africa. Yes. So Jesmai is saying, Ghana welcomed us back. That is why so many came to Ghana. However, they made us pay visa. They made $1.3 billion off of us in 2019 for the year of return, but refuses to give citizenship. I didn't know Ghana does not give citizenship. Hey, this is serious if it's true. Nigeria has yet to invite us back. Yeah, Nigeria should welcome you guys. Nigeria is also where you came. Also following that, many T3 tests show that many African Americans have a huger percentage of Nigerian DNA. And Nigeria should, I think it should welcome you, African Americans, back to the motherland. Yes. That's it. So those are my points, and I think we are done. So one thing you need to understand before we end the interview, the conversation, or the live stream, sorry. First and foremost, Ghana's growing popularity as a destination for the African diaspora has led to an increase in demand for housing and other essential amenities. This surge in demand has in turn driven up property prices and rental rates as more Black Americans seek to invest in property or secure housing. The competition has made real estate less affordable for African Americans. Ghana is indeed expensive, and guys, you still have alternatives. You always had and you always have alternatives. Benin will invite us next year when they open that slave park, boat ride, and all the trimmings. Wow, this is good. This is really good. Great content, Evan, and very great informative comment section, folks. Thanks to everyone. Thanks to you also, L. Thanks to you. So today the live was not going for long. I started late, so I didn't want to go for long. Here in the motherland, it's 5 p.m. No, 11 p.m. Yeah, it's 11 p.m. right now in the motherland. So we just have to end the live stream. If you want to confirm again, you can always watch this live stream for you to help you out. Okay, for now, let me end the live stream. See you tomorrow.